Hello, Mike Rasmussen here from Where's Your Next. I'm taking this video in my car today. Um, One, because I have the setup of the camera the way I want it to be, so I can talk freely and have it record me. Um, yeah, guys, I think there's a lot going on right now in the economy and a lot of different things. So the the title of this video is going to be creating multiple streams of income, and let me describe how that works and what that looks like. So creating multiple streams of income could be really just finding two or three jobs. That could be one part of it. But it also involves focusing on strategy to build several places where income can come from. So, for example, that could be interest income from investments. It could be dividend income from investing in stocks. Those are legitimate streams of income, and you can build those over time. And that is definitely, you could get even to the point where you could live off the dividend income coming in from your investments. You could create streams of income from rent, buying property and then investing in that property, and then in turn having that become an income stream. That is a legitimate way to create another stream of income. Other ideas, the gig economy. So, for example, the gig economy can be your secondary stream of income. That has been, for me, the way I have done it. I have a primary day job. I'm a recruiter by day, HR professional. That's income stream number one. Income stream number two has been the gig economy, and I have multiple apps which contribute to that income, whether that be from Uber. I recently added the other part of my Uber income stream, which was I was doing food delivery. So I did like 3,000 to 4,000 deliveries on Uber and another 8,000 deliveries on DoorDash. So those are my primary streams. I also have access to several other gig economy apps such as Roadie. For a while there, I also have, I do use it on occasion, but not as much lately. The the Spark app from Walmart, that's a gig app. There's other ones so all these are like driving gigs, right? So I have Lyft now that I signed up for. I'm on Lyft. I'm on Uber, Uber Eats. And Uber Eats, you can actually toggle between the different options. You can I'll put up a screenshot as part of this video in a little bit here. I'll show you, the little check boxes that are on the Uber app that you can go in and choose and select. So once you sign up for Uber Rides, which is the rideshare side of it, then you can do that in addition to Uber Eats, because a lot of you are on Uber Eats that are in the gig economy. So that's another way. I mean, like when you're doing multiple streams of income within the gig economy, even that counts as, I put that under one category of, the multiple streams of income from the gig economy, right? So, and you'd be amazed as you do work in each of these niches, you're going to add a lot of value, and you're doing services for people, and that adds value to what you're able to accomplish. So, multiple streams of income can come from any of these, right? So there's a lot of ways to do this. Another one is, people go thrifting sometimes. So I'll give you an example of that's creating a stream of income by selling something that to someone else that you bought at a lower price. That's as simple as it is. That's what drop shipping is. So each of these things, as you kind of get involved with them, you start to see a pattern of a niche of, there's some that you could just throw under the gig economy niche. There's the day job niche. There's the, creating a stream of income from ownership niche. There's an so that could be like rental income, for example. Investments. So Airbnb is a great example of that. There's also an app called Neighbor where you could take part in that rental income in the gig economy umbrella. So, but ownership of an idea, or you've got intellectual property, doing stuff on YouTube and editing videos for someone for pay, that counts as a niche. I'll give you an example from my wife. My wife runs an in-home preschool, and that is a stream of income for us. But she has gotten so good at this, it's bringing in $3,000 to $4,000 a month. So each of these streams of income, as you're starting to build them, if you're a content creator on YouTube, for example, eventually your YouTube channel could make you money. It's just, there's a lot of opportunity there to create multiple streams of income. And the reason that's getting more important is because the economy is such that it's becoming more like there's a football term for this. It's free agency, right? So think of the football player who is under contract, and then eventually their contract kind of expires, and then they are what they call a free agent. That is the essence of our economy right now. You know, it used to be that you could get a degree, go to school, live for multiple years, and, have many streams of income built over time, and one company would take care of you. But now it's almost like you're building the ship as you go, because the economy has been so sporadic since 2020 because of all the things that happened since COVID, right? So look at our government. Our government is ineffectual. It's very, it's just not working. And so, depending on the government for anything is a mess. So I'm just saying, try to figure out ways to build the multiple streams of income, whether that's an idea. You could start your own business. You could think of the kids who create a lemonade stand on the side of the road. What niche in your community is underserved? Well, that's, Got Junk started that way. And you could create your own little Got Junk business. You could go and advertise that, hey, you are willing to go collect people's junk and take it to the dump for them. People would pay for that. Ironically, they have the, junk removal. People are trying to get rid of stuff. That's a niche you could serve. Hey, it happens. People pay for that. During the wintertime, I'll give you an example of something that could work really well for young adults or teenagers. You go around door to door and you work with people in your neighborhood and you say, hey, would you be willing to hire me out during the wintertime to shovel snow? Yes, that is a thing. You can actually pull that together, right? So you could agree, go find customers before the winter comes. Right now it's very sunny in Utah. If I were younger, I would do this. I mean, hey, I don't like shoveling snow. That's just me. But if you had a teenager or someone who's looking to, Gen Zer, who's willing to, hustle, they could go out and create this little business of a snow removal and make quite a bit of money doing it. People would pay up to $30, $40 for that in some cases for 1 hour of work just to get their driveway clean. So they don't have to do it because people hate going out in the cold and doing that. So just imagine if you're the one that comes and offers that service, ahead of it actually coming to pass, you have a built-in client. And then once it snows, you go do their driveway and they pay you for that. You get a few of those people, you'd keep yourself pretty busy. You probably make $500, $1,000 in a week just by doing a few clients for a few hours of work. There's another stream of income. There's a lot of different ideas that are out there. Those are just a few simple ones. If you're a software engineer and you're good at building software, you might be able to go create websites for people and have them pay you for that. You could be an AI prompt engineer. Honestly, that is a thing, and there are jobs out there for that. So I think the thing to do is to start, brainstorm some ideas about what you would enjoy doing and how could you get paid for it. And then, in addition to whatever day job employment you have, I would recommend you have a day job because certain things come with that. Rising cost of benefits, very important. It is something that you can't put a price tag on, having benefits to cover you. all the things that come with, get paid vacations, a wide variety of things that come with employment. So I would definitely suggest trying to find a day job where you can. However, if the economy gets crazy, like it's anticipated to do, I knew a few friends of mine who, during what was called the dot-com bust, they actually went, this is back in the early 2000s. There are stories of folks that went out and they created a landscaping business. So you're great with, you don't mind mowing people's lawns. Go do it, Sign up some folks and see if they're willing to hire you. Agree on a rate. You've created your own little stream of income. That is how one of my friends survived. There's a wide variety of things, there's hauling businesses. Yes, this is the thing. So you have a long bed, that one of those little long beds. I have a friend who also, that's all he does. That's his business. He goes and he does that kind of thing, where he'll haul their stuff from point A to point B. They pay him for that. Yes, Roadie does that too. However, that's a more open-ended thing. So, just again, what I'm saying is that there are so many different ways to make money in this world that sometimes we give ourselves, we don't really think of the creativity that it might take to have an idea and a service or something that people would pay for. All of these big tech companies began that way. If you go watch my earlier video, I went to Silicon Valley and I was touring Silicon Valley. I was showing some of the places where some ideas began. They began in a garage, building a computer. And then in the 1960s, and then they started up with an idea. So the reality is now those are big, huge companies. Facebook began that way. So each of these niches, so as you're starting to see the reality, this is what our free market system allows us to do, to be creative and come up with ideas. And if you have a great idea, you can get investors to invest in it. There are venture capital firms that are always looking for new ideas to back. Look at Shark Tank. Go watch Shark Tank sometime and see what entrepreneurship ideas are out there. And you'll find some pretty incredible stuff. So as you're starting to look at different things, multiple streams of income is definitely a thing. And I would recommend in this day and age that you create your own employment opportunities. That sounds really funny, but that's actually something you can do, and I highly recommend that. Some of the best businesses begin with an idea, a vision, and a hope. One of my favorite stories is of a young woman who went and she created her own business with pharmaceutical face enhancer stuff. She had a cream that she put together, and she wanted to use models that were real women who weren't just some random selected beautiful model off, who's already, he didn't really use the product to begin with. She wanted real people that had actually benefited. And then she went on QVC and she actually blew it out of the park. Now, she got tons of no's to sell her product initially, but then she got it in the stores and she was able to succeed. She's actually the author of the book Worthy. Now, her name escapes me today, but she's a pretty amazing person. You just look up the book Worthy and you'll find her. So that's one example of entrepreneurship. There's so many others that are out there. Being a consultant is, you have unique gifts, abilities. You may have something that you've worked to graduate for. Somewhere in this world is someone who's willing to buy what you have to offer. I'm serious. I'm absolutely not kidding you. It may seem very hard, but this is where the brainstorming comes in. So again, multiple streams of income. The way to do it, to end this video, is start small, write a list, and put out ideas that you think you could make money doing, and then do multiples of them. And as you grow that income, as it starts to increase and you have more capital to spend, reinvest that capital into other things, property, real estate, stocks and bonds and dividend paying stocks that pay you for your ownership. Get property and real estate to, build your rental income. All of these things start to create what I call a snowball effect, which creates wealth for you, and then it creates opportunity. So your goal in life is to make it so that you are comfortable eventually. And if you're not there yet, just keep trying. But remember, start small. And heck, if you just have to use the gig economy to start it up and get it going, start there. And as you start to build your savings, cover your your survival, if you will, the basics, shelter, food, all of that, so that you have all of that built up. Build up a little bit for a rainy day. Put aside some money for savings as well. It's tried and true principles like these that help people get out of debt and help them stay successful in life. Well, that's my thought for today from Where's Your Next. Is a 16-minute video, just talking through the idea. Hope it helps someone out there. In the meantime, I'll have more content like this coming soon, but this is the start of one that a topic I wanted to get out there for all you guys. Hope a lot of you are succeeding. Hopefully you'll continue to find your niche, find your success, build multiple streams of income. Start there. It's a great way to begin going forward in your life and putting yourself first and taking care of yourself so that you have your bases covered. Then you can work outwards and help other people. Mike from Where's Your Next? Thank you for listening to this. Till next time, we'll see you soon.